with a lot of different people's perspectives. Of course, everyone has a right to his opinion, and that is one big thing that you could be talking about right there. Now, of course, in a big way, I want to thank, that is the viewer for being, you the viewer, for of course being one of our ardent viewers, for always watching every other program that you see coming right from West Nile Television desk. And today we are counting already, we're already in March, and those are 3 months into the new year. We're going to the 4th month. Of course, rapidly you can see how things are happening right into, that is the in the world, and a lot of things in there. So to the Muslim brothers, I want to say happy Ramadan, but of course also to my fellow Christians, of course it's Lent period. I know very many are fasting in there, and for me, a friend told me he's fasting Pombe, so it should be one good one right there. But all in all, it depends and it comes back to you, who of course is right there. So how much is your faith, and the rest, that some of the things that keep coming right there. People of Gulu, I did tell you that it's going to be one of the biggest, and I promise to say that yeah, it is the right time to also see that we are right here. So fans and friends who are in Gulu, I remember you tasked me to say hi, yeah, today, and that's the day, and a lot of things that happened in there. So of course, Gulu is one of the best cities you could want to stay in. It's very, very nice. So those who are there during the weekend, who are with you, we had a lot of fun and a lot of time right there. So thank you always also so much for watching. That is the Whistle Time in there. Of course, friends, and of course friends like Colonel Matoa, thank you so much for always loving right there, and thank you so much for watching. Mr. Mona Clinton, thank you so much for always tuning this at that is of course Oxford. Yes, we keep saying this is it. But for today, let's start with the home side first, and out of there we'll be crossing over to other things that of course are transpiring right there. Now, of course, couple of mismanagement, couple of actions that are happening. As I was away, the post-primary ball games continued with a couple of games. Remember, the last time I sat here on Monday, I had stories about, last Monday was about the ball games that were to start, and a lot of things that probably could be coming right there. I'll be giving you a lot of updates about this, because yesterday we did see some games that of course could not have their games being played in that is the West Nile region due to 1 or 2 issues right there. The post-primary ball games had a couple of insights from spectators, from schools, from OBs, from the pupil, I mean the students themselves. Now, indeed, it was a very big one in a first game encounter where you did see Mvara beating team Arua Town SS in a 1-0, and then you did see also Mvara going through, of course, to the semi-finals, and then there was also Ombachi that also edged the team of Aliba SS by 1-0, a game that also saw Ombachi through to the semi-finals. Then we're supposed to determine who are some of the other schools that will be getting into the semi-finals after, of course, a consultative meeting between the offices of the resident city commissioner, the RCC, I could say, chaired by that is Bako Judith, and the officials of Arua City Sports, of course, primary primary ball games. You did see an official statement coming in there. Officials have of the games resolved to suspend some of the ongoing games that were to be, of course, in there. And at the quarter-final stages, those games were suspended. And not because of anything, because it had become rowdy. Remember, these games were shifted to police grounds where we thought there is going to be a lot of peace and unity right there. And security-wise, we thought that the security was going to be so good, but instead we did see a lot of insecurity that happened, because for you to access the police center premises, you needed to be in a uniform if you're a student and show in your school ID. But if you didn't have those things, then you couldn't watch the game. And which of course brought some of the spectators got angry, and then some of the OBs and OGs also had to get angry, which wasn't a good thing. And then of course this police had to start with the tear gas canisters and throwing a lot. We did see tear gas a lot in the city. Roads were, of course, I should say, the roads were blocked already. That is from police grounds, from the police, the CPS. So it was very, very bad. So some games were called off, and this was due to the hooliganism that happened. And in this moment, we did see a lot of people losing their properties, the business community, people lost phones, people, because now when the school people, students entered the city, they were just grabbing anything they get on the way and making sure that things happen, stopping borders from moving and picking anything they want. And it was really very terrible yesterday. So these games had to be called off. And in the games that were called off in the quarterfinals, we did see, of course, the games that were suspended included Arua SS against Naja SS. This game did not take place right there. Then Arua Public SS did not also take place against Tarantino SS. In that is the male category. Those two have to play, and we see who are the two teams that will be going into the semi-finals, which of course I'll be giving you an update about. Then Excel against, that is the team of Excel against Arua Town College. Yes, is also another game in the girls category that did not take place. And Vara SS against Muni SS in the girls category, or the female category, did not take place yesterday. Now, authorities were yet to decide on where, of course, these games were to take place. But according to reliable resources, I took my time out at around 10. I moved, in fact, 11 to go to police grounds to find out what exactly was happening. And indeed, I've gotten to know that these games have been shifted, and this time around, they are going to be played at Riki. That is where the games are. But still, even amidst all that distance, I've seen school students still following the game up to Riki. So we shall wait and see what exactly it is, because the security was briefed and, of course, was also reinforced to see that a lot of activity take places. I mean, all these other games take places smoothly. This Riki is in Oluko sub-county, very deep that side, very far, and it could be one ground that will maybe change things. But my question is, how about the semi-finals? How will they be? What will the finals be like? Because it's going to be so big, and a lot of concerns probably could be coming right there. But all in all, that's one big thing that we are talking about right about now. So we're waiting to see how that would be. I've told you the teams that are going, have already gone there, include Arua SS against Naja Football, secondary school. And then you have the team of Arua Public, that is also another team that is going on right there against, that is Tarantino, whereas the team of, that is Mvara against Muni is also another game. Excel against Arua Town College in the girls category is also another one. So let's wait and see how the games will be ending, but I'm very hopeful that it will be ending amicably. Maybe we may see a lot of changes that come in there. We have seen in several occasions, even people lose lives in the games that are to be played in this ball game, secondary school ball games, and you see how things are going on. Yeah, I think it's a bad one. But to me, I have a lot of concerns that maybe the organizers this time were not really keen enough. They couldn't do enough to see that these games go smoothly. Why? Because you can't expect to have such a scenario happen and you are going to be comfortably pushing in the games. What about if they had thought of the grounds earlier on, and just this morning they went and played the games before even the pupils or the students knew about where these games would be? Because a few people would have disseminated the information, but by the time maybe these people would go there when the games are already done. So those are some of the things for next time, improvement, of course, to see. But now there's a big talking point, and you're like, where are we going to have the remaining games? Semi-finals, finals, how shall it be handled? There was a year where, of course, you did see games were taken to Bondo military barracks, yeah, and people still went, but under strict rules. Or Dandio Moja, you misbehave, because the route was only through one channel, so you don't crisscross, you don't just move anyhow. And the games went on successfully. People went back home knowing that this is it. So could we see this happen? How about if West Nile or if Arua City had a closed stadium that could allow maybe people to, games to be played behind closed doors? Let's just take an example of Arua Hill Stadium if it was up, and then you have a closed door session, only players are allowed to access. Yeah, then maybe it will be something very good. So to me, those are some of the scenarios that are happening and affecting people. And to me, it would have added a lot into that is the team. I think we really need to check through and see how things go. But I think indiscipline in these games have caused a lot of problems probably to very many of the schools. Very many. We did see some schools being banned. We did see sometime back on Batch even being banned. I think that is not enough. I would suggest that even the organizers should be charging schools whose pupils are involved. Maybe charge them some millions of money so that they can pay. Because for sure, for God's sake, you can't just be there every time, every season, every year. You have chaos in just a ball game. Trust me, it doesn't make sense. So it's a one thing that I want to really look into and see how it would be, but it's so big, and we are waiting to see how this would be ending right there. Now, when we leave that there, games are going on right that side. In the regional league, I can confirm to you that the team of Paida United Sports Club have confirmed, confirmed yesterday the departure of their head coach, or they have parted ways with, that is their head coach, who is called Rothomeo Edward. They parted ways, of course, saying that the coach is not going to be there. This decision came after, of course, a thorough review of, that is the team's recent performances that is there, according to the statement. And this is how it reads. Paida United Sports Club has today, 17th March 2025, parted ways with Rothomeo Edward, head coach. This decision comes after a thorough review of, that is the team's recent performance, and saying that we appreciate Eddie's dedication, commitment, and contribution to the club during his tenure, and we wish him the best in his future endeavors. And further continue that the club has appointed Otema Gerald as the new head coach, and Nega Abraham Ogusi as the technical director with immediate effect. That means we count on your usual cooperation and support to ensure that the club returns to winning ways. That was according to the management of the Comrades, and it's a very big one. So what do you think about this? Because it's one of the biggest thing I can give you right about now. It is so big that you can't even expect such a thing happen at such a time, but it has happened already, and teams are looking into how they can strategize, probably plan well for the future. We have no hesitate. Of course, you can't be with any hesitation, because it's what they have seen best for them. But can it change something? That is the question we are now going to ask. Does this, can it bring something big? Can it bring something unique in there? Of course, things that may be so big, but we are waiting to see how it will be right there. We will be getting in there. One of the biggest breaking news comes from Emmanuel Okwi, but I will be giving you that in whatever comes from the other side. Today, the Star Times Uganda Premier League is not there, but there's the Stanbic Uganda Cup that is continuing with a lot of actions that you could be expecting. But before we get to today's encounters, I want to say yesterday, Police Football Club also had a very good encounter against that is the team of Maroons. That means it was the Armed Forces derby that went on right there. And as I talk, Police are now through to, that is the quarterfinals. This is after they sailed through to the quarterfinals after of the Stanbic Cup, after eliminating Maroons Football Club. Of course, in that derby, you saw a lot of things that went on at that is Luzira Prisons, where of course the Police had to go wild and score just that solo goal. One goal like this by Dennis Kalanzi, who of course got that long goal to see that the team really needed to progress to the next level. And of course a quick interplay was between Kalanzi and of course the man by the names of Emmanuel Mugume, who had to push in a lot of things, and of course a good header heading of course home. Beyond that is the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper of Maroons is called Hassan Matovu. He couldn't really grab that off, and it was at the back of it, so nothing else they couldn't do. Police FC now, who they also eliminated the team of Saltillo Bright Stars, by the way, in the round of 32, and then became the first team to reach, that is the last 8. I remember Indiana. Of course, again, the Cops have joined, that is Chitara Football Club, who came also from behind to eliminate, that is Gaddafi Football Club, in a 2-1 goal in Entebbe at their home. And now Gaddafi also still suffers consequences because I'm told that their home is not really working out for them, because things really couldn't give them that moment. They have issues, wrangles here and there. So that means you'll be expecting a lot of things, and that gives an upper hand to, that is the Uganda Cup holders, Chitara Football Club, to of course dig deep to overcome whatever it has to do. And indeed they overcame Gaddafi with all those challenges. Now Gaddafi changes or turns their focus to the FUFA Big League qualifications, because in case they qualify, they could be seeing themselves into the Uganda Premier League. So in the round of 16 encounter played at, that is Entebbe, so this result happened. So Tom, of course, Kakiero gave Gaddafi the lead, remember, but later on Fred Amaku still made it level, and the man by the names of the youngster Johnson Biaruhanga had to guide the team into victories, of course, to see that the Royals became victorious ahead of this game. So it's a very big one for them. Now we're expecting to see what exactly this will be like, because in the second half we did see the youngster pushing in a lot of things, but now can they do something again? Because despite the efforts that came from Gaddafi in closing stages, but they couldn't really yield out yet again. So it's so challenging that they are out of the league, and we're expecting a lot of things into this league. KCCA, after knowing that they have nothing after eliminating Kuluva Rainbows, now they are here, and Mubiru thinks his team can't really afford to lose Uganda Cup or to get into the Uganda Cup elimination. Remember, today it's going to be a very big one, and for that is the first time in over, I should say, 2 seasons, KCCA Football Club host a Uganda Cup match, when of course they host yet again Rwenzori side India. So they will be playing against Rwenzori Lions, and that is the floodlights at MTN Omondi Stadium, Philip Omondi Stadium. That is going to be in Lugogo. 7 p.m. will be the kickoff, as KCCA overcame, of course, the lower side, if you remember. The lower regional league side to reach, of course, the stage where they had to. And the team they overcame, I told you, was the team of Kuluva Rainbows in Western region, and this is going to be a very big one. And according to, that is their head coach, he said not to undermine our opponent, but we have a bigger ambition than they do in this competition. That is what, as Mubiru said, they should contend with this reaching, of course, this stage. But for us, only winning this tournament will satisfy us, he added in there. So that means this, of course, if any team that wins this trophy, by the way, goes to represent the country into what is called the Confederation. So that's why they are looking at that, and they want to go and represent Uganda in the Sekafa, of course, games. So there's Gavin Kizito and of course Brian Ijara, who are also one of the names that you could be seeing out on the national duties. Yeah, and these duties mean that Mustafa Mujuzi and Stephen Munguchi are still nursing injury. So those are some of the names that you could be missing in the KCA team. But skipper Julius Poloto and the winger himself Etienne Katenga, and of course the dependable center back Hassan Mahmoud back for, that is the host team, KCCA Football Club. On the other day, on the same day, of course, but the other hand, you'll be seeing also the team of Sports Club Villa that will visit Lugazi. That is Najemba, while Bull are also at home to see that they welcome the team of Total Football Club. And those are some of the big games that you could be seeing coming right there. Karo Karunji on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, will be taking on UPDF at Chamate at 3 p.m. Whereas URA will be taking on Kataka Football Club at Nachivubo at 3 p.m. And then you have Viper Sports Club that will be taking on Blacks Power on this very day tomorrow at Chitende. So it's going to be a tough encounter that we could be seeing come the games that will be coming right there. Now, I can confirm to you that the man by the names of Emmanuel Okwi has announced his international football retirement. What do you think about this? We are taking a break. When I come back, I'll be giving you why this guy has retired, what exactly do you want to know about Emmanuel Okwi, and that is after we have gotten into the break. And then when I come back, I'll be giving you a glimpse of that and a little bit of what exactly, why he's retiring. Then from there, we shall also get to some of the international stories and call it a day. But exactly, that is for now what is on ground as the Uganda Cup is coming through. And what probably are we expecting from these games is another question that someone would be asking, because Total, after they have played around 3 games home, and now they are going away to play Bull. And what are we expecting from this Bull team? Bull has been a side that, yes, been also doing well at several times. So can Total pick any win against this? That's the question that everyone is going to be asking. But we give them hopes high as West Nile is right there. So let's take a break. We'll be right back to see that we give you more of the details coming into the national team and, of course, the international stories that will be coming right there. Let's take a break.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
It's time to break free with Azam TV. Grab yourself a full kit at 80,000 shillings or an Azam decoder at 40,000 shillings. Experience the thrill of every goal in La Liga, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, and the excitement of live sports action from the Saudi Pro League and Carabao Cup on Azam Plus and Play Package in HD. Your favorite China Uganda movies on Chamuka TV on Azam Pure for just 13,000 shillings monthly. Unlock a world of sports and entertainment with Azam TV, the most affordable pay TV around. Visit any of our agents or call 0312-308-900 for more details.
Azam TV, entertainment for everybody.
In the dance of shadows and light lies the heart of Uganda's resilience amidst the challenges of the night, where innovation meets necessity and education refuses to be dimmed, where connection thrives in the absence of power. Embrace the power of the sun with StarTime's solar range of solutions. And empower your journey towards a brighter tomorrow. StarTime Solar. Power your life.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
right, welcome back from that break. Still, we saw time live on your TV, and at the same time, I want to say that it's getting crazy. If you look at the statistics of that is the former Uganda Cranes captain, I'm talking about Emmanuel Okwi, who of course has been one big one. For those, for the starters, I could give you a detailed structure of this Emmanuel Okwi, who scored 28 goals for that is the Cranes in there, and what exactly did he do to make sure that this works out? That's one big one. Remember, Emmanuel Okwi officially announced, I told you, his retirement from the international football on Tuesday, bringing of course the curtains down to that is his career that of course spanned 16 years, I should say, because he joined way back in 2009 and then up to 2025. So I can tell you, Okwi his first remark, or he made his first mark the national team, scoring 28 goals in 95 appearances, including of course 2 goals in that is the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt, as the details show. Now, his first goal came in December 13th, 2009, where, of course, he earned the first call, by the way, into the national team under, that is the man called Sir Bobby Williamson, and, of course, was part of, that is also the squad that played at the Sekafa Senior Challenge Cup that was hosted in Kenya. At the same time, his first goal arrived when Uganda was really in this moment needed it. It was a crucial moment coming in that is the 2-0 win over Rwanda in the finals at Nyanyo Stadium, where of course you did see them play. Now Dan Wagaluka was the other person who scored the first goal, but this was in the Uganda's which of course they guided Uganda to their 11th Sekafa title. So Okwi was one of the key names in there, and then of course his second goal was around 2010 in also December still, where Okwi was part of that is the Uganda Cranes squad for that is the 2010 Sekafa also Senior Challenge Cup, which was hosted by Tanzania, and Uganda was pitted in Group C. I remember very well, alongside Kenya and of course Ethiopia, not forgetting of course Malawi. And in that game, Okwi came off the bench to score an equalizer against Malawi at Benjamin Mpaka Stadium, National Stadium. Malawi had taken the lead through, that is one of their key players called Victor Nyirenda, who had a very big, of course, moment in there as early as the second minute. But of course, Okwi had to make sure things go well for him. At the same time, his third goal also, according to the research I did here, shows that he also did himself, had a game in the Sekafa. That means I scored for Uganda so more, I mean very, very much in the Sekafa, scoring the 81st minute as Uganda secured that win. I remember 2-0 over, that is Kenya, to top the group with 7 points, and Andy Mwesigwa scored the other goal, I remember, for this team. I remember I was still in school, and then when World Cup came to Uganda, to Africa, I mean, South Africa, I remember, was the one that hosted, that is World Cup 2010. Okwi also got a 4th goal, but it was not in the World Cup, of course, still in the Sekafa tournament, because the Okwi's form by then was continued to really knock, I mean, to continue to have a very big moment. So in the knockout stages at 2010 Sekafa tournament, he scored against Zanzibar in that is the quarter-finals, which of course also gave him an upper hand in there. And this game, of course, ended in a 2-2 draw with Okwi and Mike Seru Maga, who scored that goal, I remember, for the team. His 5th goal still came in December, where of course he had in a trailing 3rd place playoffs that of course Uganda won 4-3 against Ethiopia, and Okwi was once again in the score sheet yet again. 6th, 7th came into a game that 7th and 8th, yes, when he banged his first hat-trick right there. Okwi of course kept his fine form that is the tournament going on well, as the Sekafa Championship returned again to, that is Tanzania, for the 2nd time, but Okwi had to score goals right there, and then he was one big name in there. So I could give you all this, but still I could give you a few of the names that probably came in there, but at this some few that I can give you, but Okwi has retired. So what does he leave into the team. I think for me, it's a good decision to take and retire from that is the nationals, because you have a lot of chances. You have new young players, vibrant, who could do also the work. So if you want development, that means you can still give chance to the rest of the people. And indeed, he has left that. We have seen people who retire and come back into the game. They retire, they come back. And I hope this is not going to be the same with Okwi, because it's still... interestingly, he can still play for other games. So can we do something and see maybe he will only concentrate there? That is one big question that we are asking for. That is from the team. But all in all, he is a good player, and we are expecting to see a lot of things come in there now. Defender Elio Capradosi joins also Uganda Cranes camp in Egypt, according to the reports coming in right here. Remember, he was not there in he was not there at first in that is the team, but Capradosi has made a surprise return to Uganda Cranes folder ahead of that is the forthcoming FIFA World Cup qualifiers, because Capradosi, who plays for Italian Serie B side called AC Cittadella, and was initially not part of the Uganda Cranes team. I remember when I was giving you the squad here, that was somewhat, it was due to injuries. But now, I'm told, while announcing the squad on Monday, last week, Paul Put didn't even confirm that he will be right there. And Hadi Dwala were left out due to that is the injuries. But indeed, Capradosi had not featured for that is Cittadella in the recent weeks until this weekend, when he was unused substitute in that is the 2-1 victory, lost to that is leader Sao Sol. Now, which of course made this guy to go on again, think about him. However, the defender as on Monday, yesterday, he joined the team, Uganda Cranes, in the camp, confirming his availability for selection. So he's going to be right there. So for those who didn't know, he is going to be one big one. He missed the double header against South Sudan, despite being summoned, but was also sidelined in the Africa Cup of Nations games against South Africa and Congo. So here now he comes. Uganda will face Mozambique in that is this Thursday. It's going to be a very big game at Cairo International Stadium, before of course taking on Guinea on Tuesday next week at that is Mandela National Stadium. So what do we expect? I think he's a good addition into the team. He has experience, he has exposure. That is Elio Capradosi. I think it's a plus for that is the Uganda Cranes team right there. And already, I can tell you, the man who has no toleration, no nonsense. I'm talking about that is my man by the name of Danny Levy. He's already looking at who could be coming right there to take on Team Chelsea yet again. Angelo Postecoglou could be fired anytime soon. Now, Mauricio Pochettino confirms desire to come back, to see that he wants to come back to Tottenham Hotspur one day amid the Postecoglou's uncertainty that is happening right there. So let's wait and see what could be coming. But he was here, Pochettino. What did you do much? Of course, nothing much changed into the team, and a lot of things are coming in there. United have added in 4-man list for strikers to come in the summer, and out of this, because Manchester United have really confirmed it reportedly, saying that Victor Osimhen is one of them, in that is the 4-man strikers list for that is the summer transfer window, as the Red Devils are expected to delve into that is the transfer market. To of course bluster in their forwards options after of course seeing Joshua Zirkzee and Rasmus Højlund couldn't really do enough, and they are struggling in their recent best seasons in there. So Zirkzee has netted just 6 goals in 44 competitive appearances since arriving from Bologna last summer, and Højlund has just mastered of course I see 8 strikes in 39 appearances in all competitions. So it's a very big one. But United are looking at bringing options in their books, including Victor Osimhen, who is a Napoli player but plays for Galatasaray, doing very well, scoring good games, has a lot of vibes. And of course, Ruben Amorim's player by the names of Victor Gyökeres is still also on the list to see that he could be coming to Manchester United, basing on what the coaches and the scouting team or the recruitment team chooses in there. You also have the man by the names of RB Leipzig's player called Benjamin Sesko, who is also on this list, and entry Frankfurt is Hugo Ekitike, Ekitike is also another one right there. Sesko, who has been linked with Arsenal and Liverpool, has scored 17 goals, I can tell you, and provided 6 assists in 36 appearances, which is not bad for a striker for that is Leipzig this season. Meanwhile, Ekitike has netted 19 goals and contributed 8 assists in 38 goal games, that including, of course, 13 strikes in the Bundesliga outings right there. So this gives you an upper hand of who should you add. In addition to Osimhen, this could be a very big one. So who is that player you could go for Manchester United to see that they add into the books? Those are some of the big questions that somebody would be asking. But all in all, we are expecting to see changes in there. And then, of course, Forest will do everything they can to keep, of course, Liverpool attacker, according to the reports they are saying here, because this was one key player who has really done a lot of things in there. Remember, he has been so much as Gibbs White is looking at, I mean, White, they are saying Gibbs White could be this player to see that he's fit in at Anfield. So where would the Gibbs also fit in Anfield? Because there are a lot of players there. So we could be seeing a lot of things coming, because as I talk right now, Liverpool wants to offload around 2 players and get in also Alexandre Isak. One of them is Lucas Diaz and the man Nunes Darwin, whom they say they want to offload and get in the services of that is Alexandria Isak. That is the name they are talking about right now. And then on the papers talking here, there's a lot of questions coming through with a lot of statements also in the world of transfer, because people are already talking about transfers. Real Madrid have stepped up their pursuit for that is a Premier League defender during the international break, and at this time round they're talking about Dean, of course, Howson of Bournemouth, and also Everton is Gerard Brathwaite that they want to bring into their team. Whereas also Ipswich Town are also looking at of course Kieran McKenna, also adding a lot of names. Of course, the convincing striker has rejected to join Sunderland, so now he's coming with a lot of things. Liam Delap replacement is what they are looking into to bring in there. As Liverpool also looking at getting Alexandre Isak, but they are open to also selling. Now Virgil van Dijk's contract is one of the biggest priority right now at Liverpool than Mohamed Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, according to the Liverpool icon. That's what the reporters are saying, that it's only Virgil van Dijk they are looking at so much to see that if in case they are to extend and his contract shouldn't run off. Liverpool looking at all this. So offers to be accepted for attackers in the summer are very much you could be talking about right there. Chelsea are also talking about a lot of things. The Blues have made a decision over that is Jordan Sancho's permanent deal, and they think Jordan Sancho will not be so active. They may not. They plan to activate. They may not activate his buyout clause that they had put in there. As Marcus Rashford, asking price has also been set to increase ahead of that is the summer window in there, because Rashford feels comfortable at Aston Villa, but any team can still get him. So United are willing to sell him, and probably we could be seeing a lot of business in the summer. Arsenal, Chelsea have also moved ahead of Liverpool in race for that is the Serie Inter Milan striker Marcos Thuram. They want to bring him into their books right there. Whereas a championship defender is also attracting interest from the Hammers, as AC Milan are also one of them in there. So we're waiting to see how this would be coming right there. So those are some of the top-notch stories this very evening, afternoon that you have coming in from the international scenes. But what is that interesting one? Interesting one is that teams are now going for international break, and in this break you could be expecting a lot in there because there are chances that you're going to see games Premier League not being there and the rest. It's going to be a very big challenge for very many to catch up with. But Chelsea have condemned the abuse that is towards of course their player Wesley Fofana. He was racially abused when they were playing Chelsea Arsenal, and that game ended 1-0 in favor of Arsenal. So Fofana was racially abused according to the reports coming in right there. top-notch, big stories, but I want to say that's where I'm going to be stopping for today. And I will be very glad to see that we have more discussions tomorrow with you, the viewer, following whatever is there. And I want to say, let's not desist, let's not go away from the track, but remain on the track. And I want to also wish you a very great afternoon.